All right, people, we back today. A beautiful Sunday, last day of the month, man. We in December tomorrow, December 1st.
Yeah, man. This is a
And
beautiful day
time is,
out here in Florida. I don't know what it's like in Atlanta.
time is flying by, man. I can't believe this. Shoot. It is flying by.
2026 coming.
Oh, yeah. And this is, we had a promise from one of our famous young ladies and stuff out there, and she came on to this on one of those morning shows here this morning on MSNBC now, and they tried to get her to make an announcement, but she wouldn't do it. They asked her, they said, "Well, the numbers is there. So what you going to do? You said you're going to announce it right after Thanksgiving." She said, "Well, I'm not ready yet. I got some more stuff I got to do." But it looks like girlfriend's going to run for the U.S. Senate seat in Texas.
You think so?
Yep. She didn't say it, but
That's gonna be a tough cup to hold, bro.
yep, it is. And that's what she was talking about. That's why she said she was holding up and doing some more research to see what's going on. And she figured it's an untold amount, but she said that she's going to have to raise at least $100 million to run in that
That's
state.
that's about right.
She said she's looking at almost $100 million to run. And she says she's leaning more toward yes than she is no.
Mm.
And the only thing that's holding her back and stuff, she said right now, is the ticket, what the ticket is going to look like. She says she doesn't want to be on a on a ballot, and the folks and stuff who are on the down ballot and everything is she got to sit down there and defend them. So she's looking to find out who all the other candidates and stuff who are going to be running. She's contacting them now to find out exactly who's going to be sitting down there running and how their ticket's going to look on the downside for Democrats. So she's looking at the governor, the attorney general, all those people who are going to be running and find out where they're at. So she doesn't. She's trying to keep from having to have somebody on that ballot and everything that's going to bring her down. She says, "I'm looking for a strong ballot, very, very strong, and I don't want this election to be just about me and then some other knuckleheads sitting down in the ballot and everything and dragging me down." So we'll see. But I think she's going to run if she can get the right people and stuff there that she think that she's going to be able to run with, especially for the governor's race.
You ain't even got nobody.
Yeah, there's a lady. There's a lady running against oh uh, Governor Hot Wheels.
I
She's
thought he was done. I thought he would be out.
I thought he would be terminally living it too, but evidently he's not.
Mm.
He's running against him. I guess she already says that he's got enough money and stuff to run. He's already a billionaire himself. I didn't know that.
Me neither.
He's a billionaire and he's about ready to run and she's ready to throw in her hat. It's a woman. And it looks like she doesn't have any baggage and stuff behind her and everything. She looks well. Her resume sounds okay, and no, all that's going to determine she's Jasmine said if she's going to run or not. But I would think that she is. I think that she's probably going to announce it that she is going to run. and she probably did not want to announce it on those boys' show. I think she's gonna pick out somebody's show that is very, very popular, and she's gonna make the announcement and stuff on their show to draw as many people and stuff in as she can right off the bat. So
She might make it on Jimmy Kimmel's.
either Jimmy or The View. Get get those ladies on The View to invite her to come on to do something, and she'll probably announce it on one of their shows. Somebody that's big. I think that's what she's waiting on. Somebody that's got a huge audience. Those guys and stuff on Sunday, their audience is not that big. She wants to have it a big thing. I'm pretty sure a big splash. And she's looking
Bad,
to find. She's looking to
she's a
find some
bad
money.
woman.
She's looking to find some money. She wants some money. She got to have some money. She's waiting on them donors to come in with them with that scratch. She got to have that scratch.
Well, the one thing I like about her is she's a hands-on. She knows what she's doing. She's not going to waste her money. She's going to put it in the right places. Not just throw money out there. 10 million here, 10 million there, and all that kind of mess. So she knows Texas really well, and you know who she's fighting, right? On the other side.
She doesn't know yet. She
Yeah,
said those
well,
boys gonna have a. It's
well,
gonna
it's,
be a.
it's it's a couple of people. Cornyn is the
The Cornet is
senator.
there, and the old attorney general for the
Yeah,
state and
he
everything.
got
He's
a lot
running.
of baggage.
Yeah, he's a staunch conservative, very staunch. So it's gonna be between Cronin and him. What's gonna happen, and Cronin and him going. Whoever comes out of that fight are gonna have
Well,
some
let's hope they
scars.
fight and they spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah, and they're gonna have some scars on them. A whole lot of scars, deep wounds. It's gonna be some hell of a fight in there. Whoever comes out of that, and I believe that Attorney General's gonna. I believe Cronin probably gonna lost his seat. Yeah, and she says she's rather run against him than Cronin.
Yeah, well, he's an elder statesman. At least that's the way he tried to be a statesman. I don't know what he's done. Don't have any idea what he's done. I've heard him a number of times, and he's not that impressive. His body language, the way he speaks, is elderly statesman, but what he says is BS. You know, it seems like to me, and maybe I think these Republicans are realizing that they've gone too far. Unless they really thick and thin. I was telling you about that blood covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And if that blood covenant is that strong, then they're gonna stick with Trump. But I think there's some senators in there that's really saying, they're not feeling it, bro, because they can see the country how it's going. They can see it, the diplomacy and the negotiations and how this man is just stealing money. So, people, this is why you have to tell everybody you know to vote. I mean, this is this. The thing is, I was thinking about this all this week, and this weekend. It. There's two things that move people: religion and politics. we know sports is entertaining, it's a diversion, and you sort of kind of get into the games and the individuals, and it's more entertaining than all of that. But you pulling for your favorite team and your favorite person to do well. Well, you know, nowadays, there's no favorite preacher, and ain't too many favorite politicians. We're just out here by ourselves. You know, I mean, there's no, well, a lack of a better word, Messiah, great Messiah, who's going to lead us to the promised land, because ain't nobody got no vision. Ain't nobody got no, really way of describing how America should be. I don't know if you've been watching some of that revolutionary thing by this documentary guy, but I'm telling you, man, he telling a lot of truth, but he leaving out a lot of truth too. But a lot of people is not feeling it because he's telling a whole lot of truth. You know, so and the thing is like I said, man, when you got 150 million people that's just got off the boat in this country, that's a big deal. That's a big deal because those people, the only thing they want is the American dream, bro. 2 cars and a house and a nice job or a little small business. They're trying to get the American dream. They don't realize the American dream is all about who you vote for and who's going to be at your best interest. A lot of these people just talk and talk, 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 talk. They don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. So we'll see. Because come next year, January, bro, January, February, it's going to be some mess going on. January, February, going to be some mess. It's going to be wild and out. Better get ready, people, because we don't know what this man going to do. We don't know what he going to do, and the judges is already trying to stop him, and he disobeying some of these judges' orders. Today in D.C., they had thousands and thousands of people protesting.
Right. They were
Impeach
that's
Trump.
impeachment protest.
Impeach Trump. I don't know if that's going to do any good either.
It serves its purpose. it keeps that it keeps that light, that bad light and stuff on him, and it keeps him having to defend himself. It makes him and the Republicans defend themselves, because when you start talking about, and I know that it's kind of crazy and stuff what they're saying. We want to impeach him, and we all know that they don't have the power to impeach him. They don't. It is the
Nope.
Congress that has the
Nowhere
power.
near.
It's the
Nowhere near.
Congress that has that power. But you start getting people to thinking and stuff about what the heck happened, that they had two chances in his first term to impeach him, to get him out of the way, and they kept him there. So it looks bad and stuff on them that they didn't do anything, and it creates more confusion and stuff with the Republican Party. It doesn't mean a whole lot, but it creates a problem and stuff, a small itch somewhere that you're going to have to scratch, and that's what they're doing. They give him an itch, so they got to scratch that thing, and while they're scratching that thing, other things are going by him. Uh, this 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 immigration thing, Ted, I think it's going to be a big issue and stuff and everything and stuff too. What these ICE agents and stuff are doing, it is there's a lot of ugly stories out there and stuff about what these folks are doing to these immigrants and stuff when they get them, and they're constantly trying to get people to believe that they are arresting and they are deporting people and stuff who have committed crimes. But the record is showing that though that the majority, or at least 70 some percent of those people that they are deporting and stuff, do not have a record. They are good citizens. They work every day. They have jobs. They have families. They have homes, and they are deporting them. They're throwing them out of this country without due process.
Well, the sad part about it, they're dropping them off at whatever, wherever, and
Right?
then they don't allow their families even know where
No,
they
what
at.
they at? They have no idea. Once they throw them into them to that black hole, and
That's got to be illegal, man. That's got to be illegal. That is not right. And none of these people get due process. Some of them got green cards. Some of them have work permits. Some of them have asylum.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not no big time. For people to come in here in grows and all that. You should have a system. But the point is that they're here now. And they've been here for 10, 15, some of them 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm. and
There was this
and
one story I heard about this lady been here for 20 years. Her mother is a citizen, and her brothers or sisters or something like that are citizens. And she got a business and have 70 employees. They shipped her off somewhere way from her family. You
and
know,
then and then what happens with the children? A lot of times when they catch them, the children are there in the cars, or the children are with them. They got babies with them, and they to take the babies and stuff and lock them up too. Nobody knows what's going on, except when they somebody might get into the compounds and stuff and take pictures and stuff of what's going on.
this is
Jasmine was on one of the shows and stuff this morning and stuff, telling them that the conditions and stuff she's finding out are so horrible that they don't even have water in the facilities, and that somebody, the people and stuff in there, are drinking their own urine. That's the word getting out.
this is inhumane, man.
It
This is
is. It
inhumane.
is inhumane.
And it's not like black folks don't care or not concerned or not sympathetic. It's just the fact is that a lot of black folks feel to say we tried to tell you, we tried to tell you, and then a lot of these people, and I'm just gonna say it how I feel it. I heard too much of it on YouTube. They don't like black people, and that's fine. You don't have to like black people, but you have to vote your own interests. If you want to be prejudiced or racist or whatever it is, bigot, that's fine. We've been living with racists and bigots and all that our whole life. But don't be like them and try to stop our progress.
Well, the point and stuff right now is that most of those people are realizing that they who voted for him, especially the Hispanic population, because they voted for him in a lot larger numbers than they ever have. And all those people and stuff who voted for him now are feeling, like we just said, regretting everything that they did that. And they are coming forth and teaming up with people of color and everything, and black folks too, to to see what they can do about getting him out of office and stuff, any Republican out of office, because they look at them as even though Trump was the head and stuff and everything, the Congress and stuff has been all the Republicans in Congress have been complicit with this whole crap because they haven't said anything at all about it. They never came forth and said anything. They never tried to stop him. They just let him do what he wanted to do. So when you allow someone to do something, you're complicit. You just as guilty as Trump is. All the Republicans just as guilty as Trump. They never opened their mouth. None of them ever opened their mouth and said a word about how bad it was, or they didn't like what was going on, or that they should be putting together a comprehensive immigration policy and everything that's going to deal with these people that are there, instead of trying doing the same thing I've been doing. Biden let too many of them in here, so we got to correct that problem. And you're hearing it on Fox News all the time. Biden let them people in here, so we got to blame Biden and stuff for all that mess. If Biden hadn't done that, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now.
Well, right now. I'm sort of kind of I'm sympathetic, and the one religion I'm gonna blame is the Catholic religion because they encourage these people to come over here in such a real large way to get out of the violence and all that. And I understand that, and they made a whole lot of secessions, and set them up and that kind of thing. They can run to the church, and a lot of them are Catholics, or at least they say they're Catholics, and and that's the religion that they went by when they was at home. So now the Catholics got a lot of power. Roman Catholics got a lot of power, a lot of power. So now, what are they doing? What are they doing? I mean, this is a fact, bro. This is a fact.
I'm smiling and I'm being facetious and stuff because this is not the first time that the Catholic religion have let the people, Hispanic folks, down. They came over when they first came to this country, and there were natives and stuff even in Mexico, and the Catholics came over and brought their religion and stuff with them, and let the Spaniards just do what the heck they wanted to do with with all the people who were here, natives who were here. They allowed them to kill them. They allowed them to do anything. So this is nothing new. The Catholic religion has been complicit and stuff in a whole lot of mess, and they probably were complicit in a lot of those Hispanics and stuff voting against Kamala Harris, because there's no woman supposed to be able to lead a man, especially in Catholicism. A woman has to have her place, and girlfriend was a woman, so they cannot vote for her. And the women followed the men. They couldn't, even though they were voting in the same in different booths and separate booths, they still voted for that man. We can't vote for that woman. That's a woman. She has no business being our leader. She can't tell us, these men, what to do. That's against their religion. You cannot tell a man what to do. You're supposed to be a third class citizen, and they believe that what their religion brought. So when you said something about the Catholic need to take responsibility, that was the reason why I smiled, because they've been doing this for a long time, not just now, a long time.
Well, that's according to them. Words that I've heard come out of some of them mouths, and not all Latinos are Catholic or anything like that, but the majority are. And the things that come out of their mouth is they take pride in being about being married, having children, and that kind of thing. That's what they believe in.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, and the man is supposed to be the
Is the
hierarchy.
leader, is the head. The
Yeah,
man is the head of the family, and the
yeah,
women is not. And there, and it goes on, Ted, in a lot of other religions. The Indians are the same thing, from India.
yeah,
The man is the head.
yeah.
That's the woman is always subservient. You're looking at all through the east over there and everything, and a lot of those countries over there. The women and stuff are in Afghanistan. The woman can't vote. She can't do nothing. They don't even let women go to school. So it's a culture and stuff and a mindset and everything that is not just here in the United States, man. It's all over.
Well, that's why you have, all of these men and a few black men too. Uh, they have what they call the red pill, the blue pill, and all that, and then they always talk about alpha males, beta males, and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people are very confused as far as a man's lead and a woman's lead, and um, all of that. You know, man's supposed to be the protector, and the man's supposed to be the provider, and the man's supposed to be this, and the woman does this, and blah blah blah. Well, those job descriptions are, in my opinion, been nothing and void for decades. Now there are certain things that men cater to or do things that more women prefer not to do. But I've seen women do just as much as men in a lot of positions or even at the home. So the point is that this is America. Everybody's supposed to be free to be who they want to be. Now, does it make it right or wrong? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that we have our own choices. Each one of us individually have a choice to be what we want to do what we want to do, as long as it's not against the law. So, what's on the books. So, you can't discriminate. You shouldn't discriminate. That's just the way it is. If that woman is just as capable of doing that job as a man and she's won that race, mayor, governor, whatever, and she got the votes, she qualified to do that job. You got chief of police that are women, mayors, governors, all of that. And a lot of people, or I should say a lot of males and females, have not adapted to that. That this is America. This ain't Saudi Arabia or anywhere else. This is America. And we as men have to adapt to it and compete. Not only do we have to compete against each other, but we have to compete against the women too. If we think we got a better plan, a better vision, or whatever the case may be, it's just like athletics. You know, you got women talking about they want to fight men in boxing, in wrestling, all of that. So these women in combat, these women want to compete. They want it because what it is, Ed, is about, some of it is about making more money. If I can get on this position, I'm going to be making more money. So I'm going to compete for that job because I'm just as good as you, mister. So it's all about choice. Some of it is favoritism, we know that. Some of it is cronyism. They get positions because they know somebody, or maybe their husband know somebody and they can get that position. We seen that. We see that right in our face right now. But for the most part, women should be treated equally, just like men. This is the way the country is supposed to be. We're not supposed to discriminate. We're not supposed to be doing all those types of things, and against misogyny is a serious thing, bro. There are men that do not appreciate women, just like a lot of white men don't appreciate black men. So, and they don't appreciate black women. As far as that goes, women, period. But I'm for competing, bro. That's what I used to do in the corporate world. If a person becomes a supervisor and she's a female, I'm gonna do what she said because she's the supervisor. If I'm the supervisor, then I'm ordering women around or men around. They gonna have to do what I say because I'm the supervisor or a manager or whatever. That's just the way America's supposed to be ran. But what we got is we got these people, that think, you ain't even qualified to do the job because you're a male. You should get the job.
Okay, so start another subject here. NCAA football.
Ooh, the playoffs gonna be something else, bro.
The playoffs are going to be, I know they are, but I want to ask you a question, man. In the past, they've always used the conference championships and stuff and everything as a gauge for who got into the playoffs. But I guess this year, they're going to, they're on Tuesday, that they're going to put out the standing and stuff for the playoffs and who's going to be in what position, who's going to have a bye week and everything, and who's going to be in, who's going to be out. And they're going to do that before all these conference championships and everything happen this coming weekend. Not this week, this past weekend, but this coming weekend, all the conference championships. You got the SEC, you got the Big Ten, you got the ACC championship, you got a bunch of championships going on. The Big 12 championship, all of them are going on next weekend. And a lot of those teams and stuff will win those championships and everything may lose their game, but they still going to be in the playoffs no matter what happens.
Yeah, because you know what? It's all based on competition, who they play and who they beat.
I guess,
It's
but
all
you still,
it's
but
based on their schedule.
there are going to be some teams who are going to be in the playoffs and everything that probably had is going to lose to a team that is not in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think I am happy that they finally decided to do it this way because at first it was just a matter of just picking the same, you know, 4 or 5 teams, 6 teams every year. And because they got, they 12-1, 11-1, or 12-0, or whatever, because
Well,
there are a lot of good teams out there, and if they win, like they're going to have a playoff. That means if they win the first game, they only going, it's only going to take what 2 or 3 games, and then they in the championship. I
we're
like it.
going we're this will be a time when there are two teams, undefeated teams, who are in the same conference. We're going to be playing against each other in the Big Ten. Indiana hasn't lost a game, and Ohio State has not lost a game,
And both of them make the playoffs.
and they're both in the playoffs.
Yeah, they both will make the playoffs. It's just a matter if they get a bye.
Well, they're going to be set Tuesday. The playoffs going to be set Tuesday. All the teams going to be set Tuesday, and it's not going to even matter what's happening in the championship. Not going to matter if who win or lose between Ohio State and Indiana. It ain't going to matter because they already set. So I'm wondering and stuff, are they going to eventually get rid of those conference
I
championships?
bet you Alabama make the playoffs.
Well, if they beat Georgia, they have to play Georgia again.
I bet that Alabama make the playoffs. They'll be on the playoffs.
Well,
I
the
bet you
playoffs are
even
going.
Georgia, what is 9-2,
No, Georgia's 11-1.
11-1. Okay, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna make the playoffs.
Georgia's already in the playoffs. They know they're in the playoffs already. They've already got them ranked, I think, number 3 in the nation, and they got them already set. Well, the sportscasters have them set, but they've got some teams and stuff that are not, who are sitting on a bubble and stuff for the playoffs. Notre Dame, one of them. Alabama's one of them. That's
Notre
about
Dame
two.
is 10-2, I think.
Who?
Notre Dame.
Yeah, but they haven't beat anybody that's of of notice.
They'll be in the playoffs.
We'll see Tuesday. I don't know if they're gonna make it or not because there's a whole lot of good teams and stuff in there. Man, I don't know because really, actually, Georgia doesn't even Saturday. Kirby Smart, who was the head coach and stuff for Georgia, they asked him about the SEC championship, and he said he really he really didn't even want to play it. He doesn't want to go to. He doesn't want to go in there and play. He said
Of course he don't.
he'd rather have that thing off. He'd rather not even go there and still be in the playoff.
It's too much money, bro.
I know they got a lot of money in the SEC championship. All the championships got a lot of money.
You know.
So, have you heard what's going on here? Well, there's some big news out there. Ole Miss has lost their head coach.
Yep.
He left.
Where are you going? LSU or
LSU.
Alabama?
LSU.
Oh, you decided, well, $100 million, who can turn that down? That's $100 million, bro. That's how much they're going to pay him.
$100 million.
Yep.
I didn't know how much they were going to pay him. $100 million, man.
I think it's like for 7 years.
Oh, okay. So 7 years, $100 million. So he's not making a lot of upfront money. Base salary is not going to be that much then.
Well, it's
A
probably
year.
guaranteed, though.
They did that stuff, man, with Kelly. And Kelly, now they got to pay him something like $50 million to buy him out.
Man, what they care? What is that? That ain't nothing. They make that in three or 4 games.
but they cry out of all the schools at LSU is crying broke because that they filed a case with him and said that they didn't want to pay him. So Kelly had to go to court so he can get them to pay him his money because they said they didn't have the money. But I'm
Man, they
wondering
got
why.
that big.
I'm wondering why Ole Miss. Well, I'm wondering why Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss and went to LSU. They're both in the same conference. Both the teams in the same conference. The
Well, who's
SEC.
on TV more?
Ole Miss has been on TV every Saturday that they've been on TV.
What TV, though? Are they on ABC, CBS?
CBS, ABC, all of them have Ole Miss been on there. I don't believe that they missed a Sunday, missed a Saturday on some kind of on either ESPN, ABC, CBS.
It's all
Hell,
about
they
recruiting. It's all about recruiting
Ole Miss only
athletes, too,
lost two
bro.
games. They only lost 2 games.
It's all about recruiting, too.
They
Where the
got some.
players are.
Ole Miss got, if they 11, 10-2, they had to have had a damn good season, man. They had to been 10-2. You only lost 2 games. One of them was to Georgia. They lost 2 games the whole year. Ole Miss got a good team. So I'm wondering why in the hell
Well,
he
you
wants
got
to
to
go to
realize too,
LSU.
Ed, NIL, bro. You don't know what kind of money they're giving these players. And he might say, hey, I got some NIL money. You know, what Ohio got, what, 200 million for NIL?
Oh man, they gave Ohio State. They come up with a lot of money, man. Ohio State, their boosters, man, come up with a whole bunch of money for them.
That's what I'm talking about.
They get to them. I mean, they
And
got.
that's what he probably looking at, because you cannot win a team or build a team if you ain't got that NIL money now. Because them players will transfer, get in the what they call it, the funnel. Get in the funnel, bro, and then the coaches know these players, like all these assistant coaches. They know all these players, the top dogs, top 400. So they know everything about these players, and they know who's gonna help them win.
I don't know, man. I would have thought that if he would have stayed at Ole Miss, because I know Ole Miss, man, would have gave him some money. Now Ole Miss would have gave him some money, because he every year, man, he's been.
The key word is would have. They didn't bother to restructure that contract.
They probably would have if he had asked them to.
Why should he ask? When he got Alabama looking for him. He got LSU, and probably
Alabama
3
got
or
a
4 other
coach.
teams.
Alabama got a coach. DeBoer. DeBoer is
They ain't happy
Alabama's
with
coach,
him.
huh?
They ain't happy with him.
But he already beat Georgia, and
Yeah,
he
like I say,
he's 10-2 also.
they ain't happy with him. I'm gonna tell you, this is some vicious shit. I'm telling you. I mean, man, this is so vicious. The college game now is just ridiculous. I'm talking about even in the college basketball. All of it is vicious now, bro. It's so vicious now. It's ridiculous, because these players, and I'd say kudos to them, but some average guy, want to make the team and all that. He's doing it for pride because he want to go to this college. He's just an average player, and he might be, a starter for 4 years, but he's just an average player. You win games by players, and these coaches know that. You know that, Ed. You win games by players. You have to have the players, just like the NBA. You have to have the players. If you ain't got you can be the greatest coach in the world, but if you ain't got the players, bro, it ain't happening.
So
You
you
need at
think
least
that?
two
So
or
you
three
think?
good
So
players.
you think LSU is going to draw more good players than Ole
Oh
Miss?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, why couldn't Kelly win and stuff? He was at LSU for what, 3 years, and he didn't win anything. Holly,
If you ain't a good coach,
he never won the championship at all. But he'd had decent teams and stuff ever since Joe Burrows and stuff left about the year before he came, and they won the
Joe Burrow
championship.
was Joe Burrow was doing the do, bro. He was always in it till he got stupid.
Yeah. So you think that LSU gonna be I don't. Well, that's just my opinion. That I would have thought that he would have stayed
But
at
the
Ole Miss.
surprise to me is Indiana.
They're surprised to everybody. Now
That's a surprise
I
to me,
watched them
bro.
play. I watched 2 of their games that they played. I watched 2 of their games, and they got a decent quarterback. A decent quarterback, a couple of decent wide receivers. But I don't know, because I know Ohio State gonna beat them. I ain't no doubt in my mind Ohio State gonna beat them in the championship game.
Oh, that's a pro team there.
Ohio State gonna beat them.
I saw them. They dismantled Michigan. I
I see,
watched
but
most of that. I watched most of that game. I got tired of watching. I said, "This game is over."
well, Michigan hasn't been good since Harbaugh left. They haven't been able to mount anything really at all. And last year Michigan beat Ohio State, but I thought that was probably a fluke and everything. I don't think Ohio State got up for that game like they should
Who won
have.
the who won the championship last year?
Last year, I think Ohio State won the championship, but
Thank
they lost.
you,
But they
thank
lost
you,
to. But they lost to Michigan though. That
thank
game
you.
against Michigan, they lost last year.
Who knows? He might not have been playing all the players. Who knows?
Well, his job depends on him beating Michigan, and Michigan's head coach, the job depends on him beating Ohio State. That's it. You beat Ohio State, you got your job. But if you in Ohio State and you beat Ohio State, if you Michigan, you beat them, you got your job. You might
But
have
you know
lost every
what
game.
puzzles me? I'm gonna tell you this: what puzzles me. You got 18-year-olds playing pro basketball.
Yep.
You got 18-year-olds playing hockey, Major League Baseball, but they will not allow an 18-year-old to play in the NFL.
Yep. Yep.
I don't care how good you are. You can be a sophomore and tan it up. Your ass gonna have to stay in school for 4 years.
No, they come out after 2 years. You can come out after 2 years.
I
You
don't
can
know
come.
nobody that came out in no 2 years.
Yeah, you can come out after 2 years in
Really?
NCAA. Yeah, and football, you can come out to 2 years. I know 3 years you can come out, but 2 years you can come out if they want to. A lot of them stayed. That quarterback from Beck from Miami and stuff and everything. He had a chance to come out, but he wanted to play out his eligibility. Carson Beck. He was eligible to come out, but he said, "Forget it. I'm going to go ahead and do my last year at Miami." And it just so happened that Georgia had him and stuff, and let him go and got the quarterback they got now, that the Hunter kid.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, this is gonna be a really good season as far as the playoffs go because when you got teams that have won 11 and 0, 12 and 0, and only lost one game, two games, it's gonna be very competitive.
It's going to be very very competitive. Now the elephant in the room. What's going to happen with my boy Sanders at Colorado?
You mean Cleveland?
No. What's going to happen with my boy
Oh,
Sanders?
you talking about the daddy?
I'm talking about Daddy Sanders, Daddy Dion. What's going to happen with him? He didn't. He don't. I don't think he won but 2 games all year. What's going to happen with him in Colorado? They had high hopes for him there for a while there. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay there at the very long. Colorado might be looking for another head coach. I don't know, man. What happened to him?
He's
I
not
guess
gonna drop
I guess him
unless
being
he
sick.
agree. Unless he agree, because he bringing too much money, man. I mean, wasn't nobody coming to those games when before he got there.
Nope.
He got a full house every game.
I know.
It's just a matter of him developing a good quarterback. Some wide receivers, finding the right people. But
Yeah, I
it
think.
might be a recruitment thing because I know that they try to get funnel stuff, and the NIA thing is too. It might be an issue too. But he treats his players fantastic. His big sale is you're gonna be trained by the best coaches. because he got pro coaches. If you want to make it to another level, come here. But you got to get the best players.
Well, I thought he had two decent quarterbacks. I thought he had the white kid and one of the young black kid and stuff were both decent quarterbacks. They weren't that bad. I think that he should have.
My dear's offensive coordinator, man. You know, that's all.
I think that they should have picked him about mid season. They should have just picked the quarterback and quit switching them off because they would play one game and then next game they'd play another kid.
Yeah, I don't
They,
like
sh-
that.
yeah, you can't win like that. You got to have you got to go with the flow. You got to if you got somebody you're going to pick, you got to stay with them. You can't just keep going back and forth. Like I thought that was a big mistake they made this year, going back and forth to quarterbacks and stuff. Pick somebody and stay with them, whether it's a white kid or a black kid or whatever. He's my quarterback, and stay with him. He might have one bad game, but still, you got to stay with him. He's a starter. But they didn't. Yeah, they would switch back and forth, back and forth. They had three quarterbacks that they were switching to do. You can't. I don't think you have cohesion and stuff when you got stuff like that. You got to stick with somebody and stay with him.
I agree.
But like you said, he has some positives and stuff there at Colorado. He's filling the stadium up and everything. He got a lot of he got a lot of the boosters and everything following him. He got the fan base and stuff following them and everything, and he got them fired up. But you got to win too. You can't just have the fan base. If you don't win, they're not going to come in and watch the game. So I think that next year is going to be, he has to win the next year. If he has another year like he did this year, they're going to fire him, find somebody else. Now, you mentioned his son at Cleveland. He done had 2 games under his belt, right?
One, and he got, and this one.
I thought he had 2 games.
No,
Yeah.
just one.
Yes, he did because he played the half. When the kid got hurt, he played that half, and then he played the next, and he started them.
I don't even count that because number one, he's never practiced with the first team, and they brought him in a bad situation. So I don't even count that. And he came in and he did his due. Fantastic game. Wasn't the greatest game, but it was a good game. And we'll see what he do this time around. He's supposed to be starting this time around. I don't know what time they played, but I just like that dude's attitude, man. I like his attitude. I like his personality. I like his arm. I wish he would throw the ball away when he get caught up and stop taking so many sacks. And he got good legs, so he need to use them. But he did his dad a whole lot of solids when he won that game last week. Because his dad was there, all his family was there.
That might be why he won. Because he had to show off. Everybody was there. Had the family there. And mama and everybody. His brother.
Well, I want to talk about my NBA since we're talking about sports.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something. The East, I feel sorry for the East.
How's that?
They can't compete, bro. You got Philadelphia, the 76ers, their center is hurt. You got Boston, their main man is out. You got Indiana, their main man is out. You got Cleveland, and they just, I don't know what their problem is. And they got 2 nice centers, or power forward and center, and a couple of good guards. So I don't know what their problem is. And you got Boston.
What about
Miami?
the Knicks?
Miami to me is a joke. They ain't got no players. They got their center there. And I ain't knocking him, but he ain't no center, bro. He's a power forward. He plays like a center, but he battling against 7-footers and 7'4" and 7'2" and 3. And I think if he lucky, he may be 6'10", and they might pass him off as 6'11". He get good numbers too. He get you double, but they ain't got no players, bro.
What about the Hornets?
Please, that's a joke, bro. They ain't never won that.
Hey, I'm just asking because I don't watch
Well,
the
the
National
Hornets,
football.
the Hornets got three good players, and they're trying to come up, but nah. Now, the only team that might you got New York and you got Orlando. Those two teams, I think, will be in the hunt. I think Orlando and New York will be in the hunt because the other teams, their teams are hurt, bro. Their stars are hurt, and Milwaukee, man, they're a joke. The only thing they got is, the Greek. You know, I mean, they got two good players or two or three good players other than the Greek, but they don't play on a consistent basis, and they only gonna get you. I'm talking about Turner and can't think Porter. Those two guys, they ain't gonna get you but 12 to 16 points a game and maybe 5 or 6 rebounds, which is ridiculous because both of them 6'10", 6'11". Poor Greek the Freak, man. He had to average, in order for him to win, he got to average 35 and 15 and 4 or 5 blocks. And he know it because he plays hard every game. He played to win.
Why did the Lakers send LeBron to the minors? They brought him back now, but why did they send him down?
Oh, he that was probably his request.
Oh,
He
he
wanted
requested.
to run. Yeah, he wanted to run and get inundated of running before he went to the first team. He had to get, he had that sciatica or whatever it is, that was his problem. Nerve damages and all that. But this is 23rd year, bro. He's still averaging 20 points a game. He
Okay.
said he said that playing basketball gives him a good, happy feeling. That's a long time playing that kind of competition and making all that money. A man is a billionaire, and
Right.
he still gets that good, happy feeling. And I take my hat off to him. But I ain't nowhere in the world I'd be doing that right now. Not at no 42 years old.
How long you been in the league?
23 years.
23 years. That's a long time, man, to be playing the pro ball. A long time. And never been hurt.
Well, he's been hurt.
I mean seriously hurt.
No. He's been out for a few, weeks and stuff like that on injury.
Right,
But
right. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't seriously hurt at all. Most of the time somebody their knees or something went out on them or something happened to him real bad, but he's never had any time when he's been out of the league at all. And he's been with a lot of teams. And he's been there. So hey, final word, brother.
well, I'm gonna go back to where I started from. You know, the thing is that religion is a big deal now in politics, and people try to think as though these politicians should be virtuous or should be some kind of saintly person. What politicians to me should be writing laws, managing the budget for the American people, and doing the right things as far as, because obviously they haven't been doing their job for the last 25 years, because in the last 25 years we done buoyed up the debt from 5 trillion to where we are now, almost $40 trillion. So they haven't been doing their job.
Mm.
So something is wrong here, and too many people is living off the government. And I ain't talking about people that's on SNAP, and I ain't talking about people that's trying to get health care. I'm talking about these people that they just doling out money to people like Peter Thiel and Musk and God only knows who else.
Mm.
That's my last word.
Okay. I just hope that we can get Miss Lady to go ahead and run for that U.S. Senate seat, because I think she's got a daggone good chance of becoming a U.S. senator and stuff out of the South, and that's
Send
Texas.
a couple $100 Ed.
She got a pretty good chance. And all you folks out there, you folks out there, don't forget Tuesday and stuff. Put that spotlight on the 7th Congressional District there in Tennessee to find out what's going on there. We'll see. Anyway, that's about it, people. Trump's still doing his thing. And tomorrow will be 1st of December. And that'll mean we got 25 days until Christmas. See you guys later. Bye-bye.